The writings of Abraham, chapter 16. Thus did Noah take to wife Naamah, the daughter of Zillah, the wife of Lamech of the seed of Cain, and she bare him a son, whom he named Ham, and thus was the curse preserved in the land through the great flood. For when the patience of Elohim was ended, in which he did grant a space of time for repentance unto the sons of men, the floods came in upon the earth, and destroyed all flesh from off the face of the earth, save 8 souls only, for Noah and his youngest wife Adah, and his 3 sons, Shem, Yevheth, and Ham, and one of each of their wives, were preserved in the ark which the messengers had instructed Noah in building. The remainder of the righteous had died or been caught up into Hanok's city prior to the time of the flood, and these 8 were saved. The writings of Abraham, chapter 17. Now when the flood had abated, and the ark had come to rest upon the top of a mountain, Noah and his family descended the mountain, and after offering sacrifices unto Yahweh and dedicating the land, they began to till the ground and raise all manner of crops. And when the grape harvest was come in, Noah made wine and drank of the new wine in his tent, and his heart was made glad, and he rejoiced before Yahweh for the bounty which Yahweh had given him. And it was upon the feast of Shavuot, when Noah drank of the new wine before Yahweh, and lay down naked in his tent to sleep. When Ham, the son of Noah, entered the tent, he saw his father sleeping naked upon his bed, with the sacred garments which had been given to Adam in the garden of Eden laying nearby. Ham knew that he and his posterity could not bear the kehunah because of the curse of Cain which was upon them, and knowing there was great power in the sacred garments, he stole them from his father Noah and hurried to his tents. Rousing his family, Ham instructed them to strike their tents, and led them away to the plain of Shinar, where he dwelt and where Ham died. Now Ham's wife was named Zephtah, and she was also of the seed of Cain, and they had a daughter named Zephtah. This daughter, after the death of Ham, led a body of his people westward until they reached a body of water in the land of Zephtah, which is Mitzrayim, where they settled, and as the waters receded from off the land, they spread out and built many cities and temples. The writings of Abraham, chapter 18. Before the death of Ham, the sacred garments were given secretly by him to his son Cush. Cush also kept them hidden, and in his old age gave them unto his son Nimrod. And when Nimrod was 20 years of age, he put on the garments, and he derived great strength and power from them. Moreover, Nimrod was instructed in all the secrets of the evil combination by his father. Wherefore Nimrod became a mighty man among the sons of men, and established his reign, and grew stronger and stronger in wickedness after the order of the secret combination which was from the beginning. For Nimrod spread his dominion over all mankind, save those in the city of Shalom. The writings of Abraham, chapter 19. Shem ruled in the city of Shalom, and he was called Melchizedek, for he reigned as sovereign under his father Noah, and was a Kohen of the Most High Elohim. After the departure of Ham from the presence of his father Noah, Shem and Yevheth dwelt together in peace under the benign rule of Noah. But in time conflict arose among them, and Noah led the seed of Shem to a new land, which Yahweh showed him, where they built a city which they called Shalom, the city of peace. Noah invested his son Shem with authority to reign as Prince of Peace, and Noah devoted his days to instructing his people after the order of the ancients. And his people dwelt in righteousness and worshipped Yahweh their Elohim and served him. They established the order of the Shamayim among them, and sought after the city of Hanok, And Yahweh came among them and ministered to them, and those who sought for the gain of this world went out from among them, for they held all things common after the order of Chinuch, and no man was above his neighbor. The writings of Abraham, chapter 20. Among those who went forth from the city of Shalom was Peleg, who traveled to the northwest and established a city after the order of his father Noach. For Peleg was the son of Eber, the son of Shelach, the son of Arpachshad, the son of Shem. And his people sought after the order of the Shamayim, and obtained it, for they were caught up like the city of Hanoch. But Serug, the son of Reu, the son of Peleg, followed not after the way of his fathers, for he sought after gain for himself. Wherefore he led those who were of a like mind with himself out from the city of Peleg, and they journeyed even unto the land of Shinar, and became confederate with Nimrod. Under the direction of Nimrod, Serug and his companions entered into the secret combination, and became men of power and wealth in Nimrod's reign. In the land of Shinar, Serug begat Nahor, and Nahor begat Terach, my father. And Terach became great in the eyes of Nimrod, and Nimrod elevated him over all his people to stand at his right hand, and advise him on all matters. The writings of Abraham, chapter 21. Now my father Terach took many wives and begat many children, and when he was 65 years of age, he took to wife Emthelo, the daughter of Cornebo, the son of Serug, and she was a young woman of 15 years. And when Terach was 70 years old, his wife Emthelo conceived and bare him a son, whom he named Abram, which the interpretation is exalted father, for he said, Nimrod hath raised me on high over all his host, wherefore my seed shall reign as mighty ones forever. Now this nevuah he spake, not knowing that it was of Yahweh Elohim. The writings of Abraham, chapter 22. On the night that I was born, there were great signs in the Shamayim, and when Nimrod's astrologers saw them, they were astonished, and they spake evil of me to the sovereign, saying that surely I should overthrow his reign. Wherefore they counseled the sovereign to purchase me of my father, that they might slay me, and thus frustrate the plans of Elohim. Sovereign Nimrod thereupon sent for my father Terach, and spake unto him of the words of the astrologers, and asked for his son in return for a great sum of gold and silver. But the Ruach of Yahweh wrought upon my father, that he was loath to give me up to the sovereign. On the night that I was born, a son was also born unto one of my father's concubines, and this child my father took unto the sovereign, and the sovereign slew him in my stead. For thus had Elohim ordained that I might grow up to serve him, the only wise and true Elohim, and strive to establish his order in the earth all my days. The writings of Abraham, chapter 23. Thus was my life saved by my father Terach, and he took me with my mother Emthelo and my nurse Edna unto a cave hidden in the mountains some distance from the city of where he secreted us and visited us each month at the new moon. For my father thus informed the sovereign that he went each month on the new moon to a spot sacred to his family deity. For in the reign of Nimrod each man worshipped mighty ones of his own make, mighty ones of wood and stone, each after the imagination of his own heart. Thus did I dwell in the cave with my mother Emthelo and my nurse Edna, and knew no other man save my father Terach, and my elder brothers Haran and Nahor, who accompanied my father on his visits. The writings of Abraham, chapter 24. When I was 3 years of age, Yahweh visited me in a dream of the night, and he said unto me, Abram. And I said, Here am I. And he said unto me, Abram, I am the Elohim of thy fathers Peleg and Shem and Noach. It is I who preserved thy life when the wicked sovereign Nimrod would have destroyed thee, for I softened the heart of thy father that he should hide thee away. This I did, for I have a mighty work for thee to do in establishing my order upon the earth. And verily I say unto thee, in the end, through thee shall this wicked Nimrod be destroyed from off the face of the earth. Behold, thou shalt remain in this cave with thy mother and thy nurse for yet 7 years, and at the end of that time thou shalt depart, and I will send my messenger to guide thee unto the city of thy father Noach, where thou shalt be instructed in the way of Chai. And from that time forth Yahweh instructed me often in dreams of the night, that my mind was open to the ways of his reign. The writings of Abraham, chapter 25. When I was 10 years of age, I departed from the cave by night while my mother and my nurse slept, and the messenger of Elohim met me and led me to the city of Shalom, where Noach and his son Shem dwelt, and no man knew where I was. And I dwelt with Noach and Shem for 39 years, being instructed in all the ways of the Most High Elohim, and finding great happiness and peace and rest therein, I sought for the berakah of the fathers, and I received, under the direction of Noach and Shem, those instructions whereby I might enter into the order of the ancients, and I became a rightful heir and Kohen Ha'Gadol, holding the right belonging to the fathers, for I ushered into the assembly of the firstborn, and tasted the fruits of Chai of the Shamayim. The writings of Abraham, chapter 26. In my 50th year, Father Shem called me into his presence, and instructed me to return to the house of my father, for there were many there now who were seeking after light and truth, for they had seen the foolishness of worshipping mighty ones of wood and stone, but they knew not where to find the true Elohim. And Father Shem baraked me, saying, Baruch art thou, Abram of the Most High Elohim, for he hath looked upon thee, and found thine heart right before him. For this cause the Most High shall visit thee, and thou shalt stand at the head, and be the father of a multitude, for many nations shall spring forth from thy loins. Behold, in thy father's house dwelleth she to whom the promises belong, for she is a princess in the house of the Most High, and shall reign as a queen over thy posterity forever. Seek after her, and take her to wife, for she will be the mother of the promised seed. The berakah of the Elohim of Noach attend thee, my son, as thou journey on thy way, for from this time forth thou shalt be a wanderer in the earth, until thy seed shall come in to inherit this land by the power of Elohim and the sword of his might. Be trustworthy always, preach the truth in soberness, and be valiant in the cause of Elohim, and thou shalt be Baruch forevermore. Amen.